Go to the NIC website, scroll down and choose the president link, and there's Dr. Swayne. It's a great day. Article in the New York Times, the magification of North Idaho College. And there's a picture of our two most dearest sweethearts in the entire county shaking hands, probably going in for a kiss. I wish the picture was just a few seconds later. National exposure, which is wonderful. Tonight is the NIC trustee meeting. I don't know what they're going to do. Swayne is obviously in there. He's running things. I think Dr. South and the rest of the cronies that he hired, they've taken their big bag of money and they're off to Cancun to have some margaritas. The disaster's not over yet. In fact, I said over the weekend that I would look at some of what's going on in social media, and I have. First, a trigger warning.
Happy trails to you until we meet again.
There were a lot of comments about the judge who reinstated Dr. Swayne, and this is typical of them. She's the same judge that imposed the appointed board the voters tossed out, which is not true. It was all legal, following the law, but there's a theme throughout here, which is that the radical, I don't know what to call them, authoritarians who've taken over the Republican Party, they don't understand the law. They don't understand the Constitution. They don't appreciate your rights. They are authoritarians, and they believe you win an election. The law doesn't mean anything. It doesn't apply to you. You're above the law. And in this case, you had the judicial branch, which is enforcing a personal contract between Dr. Swayne and a public institution, North Idaho College. You have to follow the law. The first thing our newly elected trustees asked him to do, he refused because it was illegal. It was a resolution introduced by Banducci illegally at the meeting, which they later undid. But you just don't pop a resolution out of your briefcase and say, here, follow this order. That's not public. It's not transparent. It's what the Central Committee does, because the Republican Central Committee, they don't care about transparency in government. They don't care about involving the public. By suing the Board of Trustees, from which he derives his authority, Swayne has destroyed the working relationship between him and the board. Well, the trustees were the ones who started it by putting him on administrative leave illegally. I mean, what this reminds me of is like Todd Banducci comes into your house, he takes a crap on the rug, and then he blames the rug. Unbelievable. Another communist judge, probably appointed by Obama and friends, has just unconstitutionally ruled against the democratic election process. There are 3 branches of government: legislative, executive, and judicial, and they have balances, checks and balances. So over the weekend, Fearless Leader attended the Canyon County Republican Lincoln Day, where this picture was taken of him and Dorothy Moron Moon, who's ruining, basically, the Republican Party statewide. And he hands her a check that's, I'll zoom in on it. It's from the Central Committee, and it's made out, it's the dues that the Central Committee has to pay to the state party. But look at this part. There's only one signature line, his signature. This is from the party that claims fiscal conservative. Now, we know the NIC trustees are not fiscal conservatives. We know, in fact, most of the Central Committee is not fiscally conservative. I know they spend money like hell. I'm there. I'm occasionally the only vote no when they write all these checks, but I had no idea that Reagan was the only one who could sign the checks. This is obnoxious. Can you believe it? All that money, and they want to install their elected, rated, and vetted officials in every elected position in the county. Can you imagine the chaos? Please, to avoid the disaster that NIC has become thanks to this guy and this guy, when you get this card in the mail, you do exactly the opposite. These people are not conservatives, they're not Republicans, they're authoritarians, and the sooner the county gets rid of them, the better.